Welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, James Lee, with my co-host, Kyle Johnson.
How we living?
And my co-host, Ryan Fahey.
That took a lot.
It's just every time to get the show started. But New England Patriots had a huge win against the Browns yesterday. Are they Super Bowl contenders?
Yes. I mean, shout out to Ryan Clark, by the way, because he was on this about 3 weeks ago. He said that. He goes, Patriots are Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah,
And then Rex Ryan almost fainted on TV. It was
Yeah,
hilarious.
I saw the segment.
It was great.
Yeah.
I loved it. But what this really was, it was Mac Jones making his debut to the national media saying, hey, I'm here. I'm here now. I should have been the third overall pick, probably two, because Zach Wilson cannot start over Mike White.
Mike
I
White.
don't care.
We'll
He
get
just threw four picks. Mike
Don't care.
White's
Don't
back
care.
to Zach.
Yeah. And they still chose him over Zach Wilson. Just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway. But this was Mac Jones's coming out party to the national media. Like, I'm that dude. Put some respect in my name.
You know what I think this shows, actually?
Oh, God.
That was a very
the first time
yawn.
you yawned.
Every time.
Very untimely
Every
yawn.
time.
No, you know what that shows, actually, is I think because remember how we were saying that it looks like the Patriots aren't opening up playbooks or anything like that? Like, there's no deep balls downfield. It just looks like everyone's just like, well, baby this kid until he gets it. Well, it looks like we took the fucking training wheels off. Like, it genuinely looks like everyone was like, well, I mean, he hasn't made a lot of mistakes, so let's just keep opening things up. And then, lo and behold, we have shots downfield. He's throwing dimes, dude. Those that over-the-shoulder catch to freaking
Myers.
Was it Myers where he's tracking it this way?
I think that was on the...
It looked like the Terry McLaurin catch.
I think it was on the... Like, that was the 99-yard... 95-yard touchdown drive.
No, well...
Because he threw it to Myers.
Was the drive, yeah.
Threw it to Myers, and then I think 3 plays later it was the throw to Bourne.
Yeah. And that, not to mention that throw, was disgusting too. He's making, like, the correct reads. Hunter Henry looks like the guy we freaking paid him to be. And I think Jonnu Smith being out, I think this advocates more time for Henry. Sorry, Jonnu, but the dude's balling. The Patriots look good, and our defense is the same as it's always been. So I don't know, if not Super Bowl contenders, I think we're at least top 8 power rankings, top 9 power rankings.
I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sold yet. They're clearly improving, getting better every week. Mac Jones has impressed me. He's done nothing wrong, virtually, besides that Saints game. The defense is getting better. Our weapons are actually doing things. Yesterday against the Browns, I liked how consistent it was. That's the best game we've seen them play all year.
I don't know. The 250 pieces.
Don't get me wrong. I think against the Jets, I do not care about. This game did impress me. The moment, I think they'll win a wild card game. Right now, we'd be playing the Ravens. I think we could beat the Ravens. That's just how, if the season ended today, that's where we'd be at. I think we'd beat the Ravens. But
Ravens are a beatable team.
That's what I'm saying. But if they beat the Bills once this year, that's all they need.
I was about to say this.
If they beat the Bills once, that's when I'll start getting on this Super Bowl contender wave.
This is going to be their toughest stretch because they got to go Bills. They got
playing
Falcons next week, and then after that, it's like.
You're saying Falcons is tough? That's an easy dub.
No, I said next week they're playing Falcons. Then it's 2 Bills games. Then it's Tennessee. I think they're playing one
Bills back to back.
No, but they have two. They have 2 Bills, so it's like Bills, Tennessee, someone Bills.
Actually, well, Tennessee is not going to be that much of an issue.
They're
to be
7-2.
Or I don't think they're going to be that hard for us right now.
I think that's a winnable game.
They don't have Henry or Jones,
and they're still 8-2.
That doesn't mean anything anymore.
I still think
Patriots' Patriots' big problem is the run defense.
Yeah,
we got to stop Old Man Peterson. That's no issue.
Yeah,
and J.C. Jackson's playing like a number 1 cornerback, which we've been hoping he will become. I see the Patriots ending with 10 to 11 wins. It really does depend on that Tennessee game. I think they could win it, but also you got to give Tennessee the respect that they have been doing. I don't see them beating the Bills, though. I just do not.
We're on quite a win streak. If we can take one against the Bills, we need the Bills.
That's when I'll hop on the train. That is when I will hop on the train, even if it's a close game against the Bills in that first matchup, like they've been having this whole season. But I just can't quite hop on it yet. They're making the progress that they need to, and I think the Browns was a huge win, and it was a statement win saying, hey, we do have the chance. I would say they at least are showing that they're a solidified playoff team, and they're not going to be a one and done. I don't see them making a deep run, but I see them absolutely winning a wild card game.
Yeah. I feel bad for the Browns, though.
I don't.
I like the Browns. I've always liked the Browns. They just cannot fucking put it together or figure it out. They look sloppy as hell.
They also are super injured right now.
Yeah, they got a lot going on with the Odell thing, too. Although, not anymore, I guess, but...
Well, like I was saying, I always thought he played better without Odell, so I think I should... He didn't yesterday.
No.
He's also playing through an injury.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he doesn't look right.
He doesn't look like the top Baker that we've seen him play as.
Right. No, yeah, 100%. I don't think Landry's all there either, because like when Odell was out, Landry was his guy, and like I didn't really see what the defensive scheme was, but I would assume they'd probably put Jackson on Landry, and if Jackson's playing like Jackson has been, Landry's probably blanketed all day, and so there was nothing there. Yeah. And then he was throwing to Peoples-Jones.
He's come around.
The one thing
I know, okay. But
the one thing that bothered me though was they didn't have Nick Chubb and like Kareem Hunt, so I think that would have been a different game. I think they still could have won, but when you have that running duo, like you said, that's kind of the problem with the Patriots right now. They don't have a great rush defense, and when you have that basically rested legs, 2 sets, no matter what, no one's going to be tired. Yeah. That's a whole different game.
I was working during this, so I was like kind of in and out of the game. Did Johnson get hurt during that game, the running back? Or the coaches is so inept that they just stopped running the ball.
They just kept trying to throw.
Well, they scored 7 times. The Browns got a touchdown, and then the Patriots won 45 unanswered. So it gets to the point where you have to throw the ball because you're not going to win by running it. There's not enough time on the board.
No, I know, but they were winning the game, like, and then they just like
they weren't winning for very long.
Regardless, they were winning, and then then it got tied, and then they started to throw it. Johnson tore us up. Our run defense is terrible. It's not good. No. Hightower's not the same guy. He's slow. It's different.
It's more of that veteran leadership. That's all. He just runs the defense. Yeah, now. That's really all.
Plus, it was his first year back since not playing last year, so it's hard to come back from all that. But regardless, he's not the same guy right now. Run defense is not good, and then they just stopped running. They were carving us up. I was like, what the hell's happening? And then they just started to throw it with an injured Baker. And then got him hurt because of it.
I will say, we are like a no-fly zone, this defense.
We've been...
but you can run it all over us. That's my one concern. So say Derrick Henry does come back to the playoffs.
He won't. No, playoffs maybe, but...
Playoffs. So now if the Patriots match up against Derrick Henry, it's going to be the same thing like the last time we played him.
Well, let's be honest. If anybody matches up against fucking Derrick Henry, it's usually like, well, shit, here's 60, 70
But this is what I'm saying.
No one can, to be honest.
No. But the difference is...
I think Myles Garrett's the only guy who can meet him in the hole and go, hi.
Wow. Yes. 2 years ago, though, when Tom's last game, they just kept giving Derrick Henry the ball because it was the same thing. They have a terrible rush defense, so it'd be the same thing. They would just keep giving it to Derrick. Be like, well, go run for 400 yards.
Okay, coach.
Literally, that's all they would have to do. That's why I'm just not convinced they're Super Bowl contenders yet.
Well, who would we lose? The Bills can't run. Zach Moss is okay, but the Bills don't run. They're a passing team.
I still think you got to give the Bills respect for the
Tennessee
team they've been this year.
Yeah,
losing to Jacksonville does not help, but I think that was just a fluke. I think that's a fluke game.
I don't know. It's that game. What this year has shown me is that everybody has a weakness, and it really comes down to, I think, coaching and the proper game plan. Because if your game plan goes and it's working, I think that's huge. Because a team like Jacksonville beating the Bills, I think that's more than a fluke. I think that's more than, like, you have to have the right scheme in place. That doesn't just happen.
I still think
the Bills can make mistakes, but they also had like 6 or however many. How many turnovers? It was like 4 turnovers that game.
But that's just being. I think that's a fluke game.
No, I think there's more to it, especially with the Jets putting up like numbers that they have. Like when bad teams beat good teams, I think it's more flawless execution. They're not making mistakes, and then I think it's the proper scheme. Because I think even if you're playing mistake-free football, if one team is clearly better than the other, it's tough.
I think the Bills just thought they were better and could walk in. And I'm
sure it was a little bit, but
I think it's like that. I still think that's more of a fluke game. I think the Bills are still going to be contending for that number 1 seed against the Titans.
Well, and even Jacksonville yesterday, their defense looked good against the Colts. Like they gave up that kick, whatever. They didn't give up a ton of points. They had that one.
But you're going to compare the Colts to the Bills?
No, but the Colts are a good team, and they're a good offense.
They're mediocre.
They're not. They were trying to win without Carson Wentz for the first, however, 3-4 games. They're not mediocre. They're actually a solid football team. They have a good defense. They have a top 10 defense. They have a top 5 O-line. Carson's the only question mark, really. They can run the ball. They have probably the best running back in football at this moment.
Okay, I was gonna be like, hold on.
At this moment,
Jonathan Taylor, he's in the debate
averaging
right now.
6 yards.
I'll give you that. He is
carry.
definitely in the debate right now.
Yeah,
He's pissing me off. He's not helping Naheem Hines on my football team. Tell you
Hell
that
no.
much. Pissing me off.
I told you Naheem Hines was going to be.
Yeah, great. I didn't pass him the ball.
It ain't happening.
Throw
bro.
him the ball.
With JT out there, no way.
Oh my god! But
He's the
to
guy.
piggyback on what you said, the whole league has been. Everyone has a weakness, and it comes down to coaching, which only
Who can
helps my
exploit it,
argument of the Patriots being Super Bowl contenders.
Agreed.
That is the only point I'll agree with you on of them being Super Bowl contenders. They have
Bill.
the number one coach. They have the number one coach in the league.
It is.
That's
Not
the
even close.
only thing I will agree with you on that of why they should be Super Bowl contenders.
Bill. That's it. Look, throw it back to the Rams Super Bowl, where
Which one?
The
recent
most
one?
recent one.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Throughout Brady's career, Wade Phillips has been just his kryptonite for some reason. I don't know what Wade Phillips knows, or he just knows how to. What
do you know?
He calls him the
he
David-
just,
What do you know?
He's like, Brady, I have you kids. If you don't throw this fucking game.
dude. He just
Brady's like,
he
"God
just
damn it."
always has a plan for Brady. Always has given him fits, and the Super Bowl was no different. It was the same thing. But Brady made the one throw he had to make at the end of the game to Gronk. Yeah.
But Bill's execution.
But the whole game. But the whole scheme, the defense reeked of Bill. Reeked. You were even I think it was Shannon Sharp. They at the I think it was Molly, the hostess, whatever
Yep.
her name is, whoever that is
That's
at the
not her
time.
name,
Molly.
At the time, whoever the lady was, she goes, Shannon, what do you have to say about this game? And then Shannon was like, Bill Belichick pulled it off for Virtuoso. It was as clear as day that it had everything to do with Bill. And if Bill's on his game like he usually is, and his scheme is correct, there is nothing you can do.
If Bill gets perfect matchups in the postseason of young quarterbacks going up against a lot of young quarterbacks, which there are in the AFC, then that's the only reason I would say maybe, but I'm still not sold yet because Josh Allen's only getting better, like we've said. Lamar Jackson's only getting better, even though I think we could still beat them because they've been plagued with a lot of injuries too, and they're not the most consistent team this year. And I mean, Mahomes showed up yesterday, did his thing against the Raiders. So is Mahomes back? All this and that.
Well, see,
Things.
When I look at teams, especially if I'm putting them against the Patriots, I look at is their defense what is their defense going to do to our offense? And I think our offense is as a whole, we established the run every single game. Rahamed Stevenson looked great, phenomenal.
100
yesterday.
yards, 20 rushes.
Damian Harris looked great all season.
Once he comes back, they'll be nice.
I think it's one of the most important. That's why the Browns suck so bad right now is because they can't establish the run. If you can't, you can fucking blitz 4 all game long.
Stevenson and Harris, they literally remind me of a Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb duo.
Yeah, I was saying this yesterday.
Give them a few seasons.
I'm not saying they're that talent yet.
No, that's gonna be terrifying.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't
Stevenson-
think...
because
Stevenson runs like LeGarrette Blunt. He
dude,
literally
you
does.
can tell that Bill likes Stevenson because when was the last time Bill played a rookie running back?
He was kind of forced to this time. But
No, dude.
what is he going to run with Brandon Bolden?
JJ Taylor.
Forced to, dude. He didn't play Damian Harris for 2 years?
No, I understand
Yeah.
that. But in this situation for this week, Stevenson had to play.
I know. I'm just saying.
But no, I do know what you mean. Usually he doesn't like to start them as early as this, which I never understood why, but because I feel like running backs are so easily replaceable, so it's just get them in there. But
to go to your point with the Ravens and the Bills, I think we can run all over those defenses. I think the Ravens defense has been horrible this year due to injuries, whatnot. But they're a team I think we could beat just because we're gonna establish the run. We're gonna play mistake-free football, and then I love the fact that this offense doesn't commit a ton of turnover outside of that first couple weeks where Mac had a plethora of interceptions and
he's
probably
a rookie.
Yeah. But he seems like he's learning from those mistakes. I haven't seen him make horrible reads. I haven't seen that first pick Baker threw yesterday was garbage read.
Yeah.
Garbage read. If fucking Duggar didn't intercept that, somebody else was batting it down because what's his face was right behind him. I'm like,
the nice thing I see with Mac Jones too, like you say, he's learning, and the big thing I like to, when they go deep, he never, and they don't go deep a lot, but he never underthrows. He never puts it where the defender's clearly going to get it. And don't get me wrong, he overthrows, but I would rather that, because then it's like, okay, well, at least nobody's going to catch it rather than the defender getting it.
That's another thing too. The reason we're getting these open looks downfield, and like Kendrick Bourne is starting to have his moments. Jacoby Myers,
great
shout
touchdown.
out finding the end zone.
Also great.
About damn time.
Brian Hoyer.
Dude.
Anyway.
As long as he got it. But like, us establishing the run as well as we have all season, which we said was going to happen. We said that's the team we were going to be.
Yep.
Has led to play action deep downfield. Has led to like open shots downfield because people are blitzing on Mac Jones. Like, the reason Kansas City is struggling so hard is because they can't fucking run. Nobody, like, they're blitzing 4 players every down. They have 2 safeties high because they're like, you're not beating us throwing the ball. And Kansas City refuses to run. That's why they're struggling so hard.
Well, that's kind of the crazy thing about the league this year. I think we kind of said everything we can about the Patriots.
Yeah.
This is kind of one of the craziest seasons in NFL history, at least recently, where there's a lot of parity. Like, at the beginning of the season, we're all like, oh, Bucks are going to win it all. At least I was. Like, Bucks are clearly going to win it all. They're going to be in there.
Number 2
Chiefs are up there. And then it's like, whoa, maybe the Rams. It's just been so back and forth. This season is so wide open. It's like, who's going to win the Super Bowl? I mean,
the Jets.
I was going to... Wow. Those betting odds, like 700, like plus 750,000, I think.
Zach Wilson, baby.
But it's crazy because, like, even when the Rams signed Odell, I'm like, oh, they're the clear-cut favorites now. But then Robert Woods goes down, so I'm like, okay, you didn't really improve, you just kind of leveled out.
Yeah.
So it's like, they're still a good team, but who you've been beaten. It's weird that there's, like, no clear cut to be like, oh, this is the team to beat kind of thing.
Dude, which is exactly why, like, if you're the Patriots, go steal one. This is the season to steal a Super Bowl.
Which,
like,
because
like they're not like, I mean, when you say Super Bowl contenders, like, if like you said earlier, if it comes down every week to coaching, I will put the house on the Pats every week if that's the case.
Yeah.
But if it comes, if like, say like, I don't know, say. I don't know who, like, I don't even know actually who we'd face, but say a team started to go on a run into the playoffs, and you can tell, like, oh, they're talented. Really, the coaching has nothing to do with it. They're just that talented. I'm going to bet on that team to beat the Patriots, only because just,
the Patriots are not the most talented team.
Right, but if it comes down to coaching every week, I'm going Pats all day. They got the better coach. Don't care who it is.
I don't know. It really, for us, comes down to, like, us establishing the run, I think, is the biggest thing for us, because we can, like, that game where we had that 7-minute fucking drive to, like, just ice the game, basically, to really take all the power out of who were we facing?
Was it last week?
I think it was last week. We had a 7-minute drive.
Yeah, it was,
Why am I so stupid?
Why can't I remember either?
Why can't I remember?
It was a big win.
It was,
who the heck did they play last week?
Who played? No one look at your phones.
Oh, I was gonna go grab.
No!
Don't cheat.
He's gonna cheat. This guy here.
Bro, I feel like I have...
Dude, it was away, right? Was it away?
Show me the Patriots schedule.
No. I'm thinking before.
Oh, it's only
Chargers.
Chargers, yes.
Oh, yeah!
God.
Yeah, baby!
That's to us.
I am better than Siri!
Well, dude, I feel like I have a... Anyways.
But yeah.
that drive
but
to ice the game.
But that's also the thing about this league as a whole. Is like, before we're like, oh, the Chargers are this unbelievable team, like they're true contenders and they're winning the AFC West, and now they're not. It's just, there's so much parity in the league. We're like, oh, every week for the like 3 weeks in a row, we were talking about, oh, this team's amazing, and then the next week they would suck. We're like, the Bengals are great, then they suck. We're like, oh, the Ravens are great, then they suck the next week. It's like every week we want to give a team praise. We're like, whoa, they're going on this win streak.
Then why did we just have a whole segment about the Patriots?
Well, this is, we made a mistake as Patriots fans, but the difference is the coaching there. But it's like you really don't know how the season's going to play out, because even the Cowboys, I know they had a big win this week, but last week they got blown out by the Broncos. Like, what is going on? The Bills lose to Jacksonville. Anybody can beat anybody.
Every team this year has shown their weaknesses one way or another.
It is.
Like every single, when Jacksonville, we were just talking about, when Jacksonville beat the Bills, I genuinely think that was like Jacksonville exposing a weakness.
I think that was a fluke game, but still, I mean, Jacksonville did play great.
But I think the Broncos one was a good example. I think the Broncos exposing the Cowboys showed their weaknesses.
it's just so wide open this year. It's like, because usually when you go to postseason, everyone's like, oh, it's probably, like last year, everyone's like, it's probably going to be Bucks Chiefs. Shocker, it was Bucks Chiefs. I feel like every year you're kind of like, oh, it's most likely going to be these two teams, and 90% of the time it's like, it's these two teams.
Didn't the Bucks lose yesterday too to Washington?
Yeah. Tom looked terrible.
Yeah.
But like this, and I know Tom was out with Antonio Brown. I think Gronk was back, but Chris Godwin was hurt. He wasn't playing at 100%.
Yeah. No, but that defense finally was playing like we thought it was going to play. Like there's a lot of talent in the NFL.
I mean, Chase Young was towards ACL though.
So. That also sucks. Yeah, he's done.
That sucks.
But it's just the league this year is so wide open. Like it would be one of those years where if there was a 7th seed that went on a run,
wouldn't shock me.
Would not shock me.
No, 100%.
We could
100%.
That's why, like,
we could be that 7th seed.
That's what actually we're the 6th seed right now.
Yeah,
but that's the thing with the Patriots, which is like I'm not totally convinced yet. But like you said, if there was a year where somebody's gonna go on a run, I think it could be this year because
someone's gonna steal one this year. It's gonna be a team we didn't really expect.
The number 1 seeds in either the NFC or AFC is gonna get knocked out there into the divisional round, and everyone's gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah, this is gonna
something like that's gonna happen.
This is gonna give me like I'll call it NHL playoff vibes, where everyone in the playoffs has a chance to win because you just don't know.
Right, I totally agree with that.
This is the first season where exactly.
Who do you think? Who do you think though? If you got to pick a team,
I don't know, dude. Kyle, I don't know. I don't even know what the rankings are gonna look like.
Well, that's the thing. It's like there's so many teams that can still bounce in.
If I had to choose, I'd still think Arizona. I think they make it out of the NFC.
They're still hurt. They're playing hurt.
They're playing hurt right now.
So that's the thing. They'll have to bounce back. Without Hopkins and Murray, clearly they're not going to beat Carolina.
No. Well, actually, I still had Cardinals winning that game. Their defense looked. That's what I mean.
You Carolina also lose J.J. Watt. They're getting a lot of injuries, so it's like
Carolina just exposed Arizona's weakness. I don't know. I got to rewatch the game.
I wouldn't so much go with that because you don't have Kyler Murray or DeAndre Hopkins. I think that's a very different game.
Defensively is what I'm saying.
I'll give you that.
Because like the fact that it was like 24-0 at one point.
Because also when your offense
against
can't
PJ
keep up,
Walker.
But when your offense can't keep up, well, Cam Newton got 2 of those touchdowns.
True.
Which,
from
shout out, glad he got
2 yards out. Let's reel that in. Let's reel that in. I can run 2
yards. He's back.
Yeah, a good voice crack, Cam. By the way,
very shocked that his voice was not deeper.
What?
No.
Like,
well, first of all, he's screaming.
What?
I get that, but
what? I don't know. He's such a big boy.
Right. Like he's a behemoth of a man. I feel like he would have a deeper voice.
What are you talking about?
Like Cam Newton.
We've heard him talk.
No. But like in that moment of yelling,
I don't know.
And I don't expect him to have like a deep voice like this. But like,
not a clue what you're talking about.
Cam Newton when he yelled, "I'm back" yesterday.
I didn't.
You literally work at a bar. How have you not?
You are just.
I didn't see it.
I don't know how because it was all over my feed too. Anyway, Cam Newton scored a touchdown and was yelling, "I'm back." And it was just like pretty high pitched, where I'm like,
"I'm back."
No, like I'm back. It was like it literally sounded like that. I'm like
a middle school.
Was I over exaggerating?
No,
thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like, hey, Cam. I don't know. And I'm like, good for him. I'm glad he signed with the team, all this and that. But he's back with Carolina.
I'd love to see the Panthers just bust it open again because it's McCaffrey and Cam Newton.
But either way, I thought it would have been deeper in that aspect. I don't know. I was just like, dude, you're literally like 6'5", and you sounded kind of like a child.
Fair enough.
Yeah, not trying to roast Cam here, but I don't know.
Actually, even thinking about like unpredictable year, the Panthers are involved.
Well, dude, they started off 3-0, and then they lost 3, and then this season is just so bizarre.
No one knows what's happening.
Also, it's not even just like, oh, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Who's going to win MVP?
I don't even know.
Nobody knows.
It was Kyler for a little while. It could be Stafford. It
was Tom Brady. Then he sucked yesterday, so it's like, oh, Stafford back up there? Is Aaron Rodgers in the mix?
If it's Stafford, that'll be dope because I think you and I called it. Actually, I think this whole podcast called it.
I called Tom. You called Kyler. He called Stafford.
I was on Stafford. I was on Stafford early.
But even like defensive player of the year. I mean, Myles Garrett seems to be running away with that. So, but like offensive rookie, like Mac Jones.
Jason Mack.
I mean, you got to keep Najee in there too, but like,
Najee,
it's not. Yeah. You can't 100% say. I mean, maybe defensive rookie of the year, Parsons.
He's been killing it.
Yeah. So, but overall, like usually you kind of know it's like, oh, these are the guys that's gonna win the awards. Like we're halfway through the season and we don't know who the MVP is.
No.
It's so true.
It is such a weird year.
Yeah. I think
when was the last dude? Has that ever happened?
Not in recent history that I can think of. The only year it kind of happened was when Carson Wentz was running away with it, and then he got hurt. So then everyone's like, "Oh, well, who's next?"
But was that Brady's year?
Yeah, Brady ended up winning it.
Yeah.
Right.
But then there was someone else ahead of Brady, but then I don't remember who, but then they got hurt. So it's like Brady just has to play this last week and he gets it. And then he did it. But we haven't had an MVP race like this where it's halfway through the season. It's like there's
no one knows at all.
Like you said, they're going to be
genuinely-
like. But usually it's like, oh, I want this guy to get it. I think he deserves it. Where this year it's kind of like there's multiple guys that would get it, and I wouldn't be upset.
No.
Like Derrick Henry was in the race for it. No, clearly not. But then it was Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray. It is such an odd year where almost every aspect of the NFL... Like, who's the coach of the year?
Could be Vrabel.
Really? Because they were super hyped up at the beginning of the year. When you are hyped up to be a good team...
No, but when you live up to expectations. Could be Bill's coach. I forget his name.
McDermott.
McDermott, yeah.
But it's just so...
Urban Meyer.
So out of pocket.
No, he was in the pocket.
Oh.
You know what, though? I will
we
say...
saw the photo.
I will say the fact that he didn't get fired.
The fact
and
that he's...
then went on to beat the Bills.
He had to. He had to.
I think, yeah, that's what I mean. Urban was probably out studying every single day that week going.
B-D-E. Right there.
But
Yeah.
but also...
Give me the award.
but also, it's like the Raiders. They start off hot, and then John Gruden goes, and then Henry Ruggs.
They were
like
going.
What a wild, just so wild.
You know what's
overall.
crazy?
I'm
They were
thinking-
going
I'm just-
You know what's crazy
fast.
is they're still like,
they got smoked yesterday.
yeah, but they're still like a good football team. We say that. I bet you next week they go and smoke whoever they're playing.
I don't have to see who they're playing, but like it's just I'm going through like every team, and I'm like, there's just so much going on this year. It's insane. It is so insane. Like. I don't know. I think
It's really like I've honestly never seen anything like it. Everyone's
not
so
that
close.
I can think of. Like anyone can really go on a run right now.
Bro, we did pick'ems at the bar, or we've been doing them every week.
Because like I have yet to get one right.
No, actually, I got one. The last week we had one kid who picked like Jacksonville. He picked like the whole. It was like the whole
Upset
shebang,
alert.
like upsets all day, and I was like, bro, I don't even think people in Jacksonville pick Jacksonville. I was like, dog, I would have taken out a mortgage on my house and bet it on Jacksonville,
Buffalo.
no.
Buffalo.
or bet it on Buffalo, yeah. And he's like, well, sorry, he's the only person who picked Jacksonville out of like 30 people who like
Out
played,
of
he was the
literally
only
every
who picked
person on this
Jacksonville.
planet,
He might have been the only one, but I don't know, like. It's just upset city all season. And every week there's somebody who's getting like... There's somebody who gets so ass whooped by some team that should not be doing that to them.
This is the season where it's like, that saying like, any given Sunday you can win. Where it's like sometimes it's like, no, you can't. Shut up.
No, this is
this
legit
year it's
any
like
given
any
Sunday.
given Sunday anybody can win. Virtually, Aaron Rodgers won without any of his receivers. I know it's Aaron freaking Rodgers, but like that's not supposed to happen. It was against a good Cardinals team. I'm just thinking more. Wow, shove the mic up my mouth.
I'm just like...
But the more I'm thinking about the season, the more wild and just anything can happen.
Yeah.
Almost, and like I will not be shocked by anyone who wins MVP.
Nope.
Even Lamar was in the mix for a while.
Lamar still is. He's still leading he's still leading the league in total yardage right now.
It is going to be one of the closest MVP races and everything. Are you okay over there? What's going
I
on?
zoned out. Hi.
That's okay.
Hello.
I
What
was
are we
just
talking
like-
about?
I was like,
The
wait.
NFL.
Oh, still? Okay.
I was like,
I'm with it.
he's-
What the?
I literally, like, honestly, you see the shininess on that tag? On the Taysom Hill tag?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw it, and then I just like,
Ryan literally just looked at a shiny object.
yeah, hi, ADHD. How we doing? Made an appearance.
Man.
Right on the
Hello.
pod. Right on video.
Yeah, what? the
Please, actually, when you two are doing this, put a timer. I want to know how long I was out.
I noticed...
Half an hour.
I noticed, like, probably like 5 seconds minimum from me that I noticed.
Wow.
Like, it was
You
a
You were
good,
quiet
like,
for a little while.
Okay. Oh
But,
my.
yeah. NFL wide open. Nothing else to say. Yeah,
Yeah,
bold
okay.
takes. Like nothing. Like
Ru-
almost any bold take that is said, I'm not gonna totally disagree with.
Run us ring number 7. Run it.
I hope.
Oh, I will.
But thanks for joining us here today on Sports on Tap. If you do like what we're doing, we do have a merch, and the link will be down in the description below. Yeah, we got the merch, and we're rocking some today, actually. Also, other ways you can help us out is by sharing, commenting, liking, subscribing, telling your friends about it. Get us out there. Tell everyone you know.
We're going to get Fahey a fucking silly putty and some string, and then he'll let him
I just pulled string.
Ryan's going to take care of himself.
I just pulled string out of Sister Jean's neck. What is happening?
Don't disrespect Sister Jean.
well, rip
I
Sister
helped
Jean.
her.
Good. Thanks for joining us today.